Hey guys, Dave the Dead here. Welcome to the channel. On this video, we're going to be unboxing the new vintage collection Landspeeder from Hasbro. As you can see in the background, we've got the original Kenner release, a Palatoy version as well, and the most recent until now vintage collection 1.0 release of the Landspeeder. We're going to be doing an unboxing and a bit of a comparison. I'm sure you've seen videos like this before and on the Landspeeder as well, but hey, maybe this one will offer you something different. Let's start with the box then, because the box clearly is reminiscent of the original Kenner and subsequent vintage collection 1.0 release. You've got everything about it is just the nostalgia throwback from the from the Stormtrooper rocking up against the Landspeeder, Luke, Ben, the droids in the back, everything down to the colour in the background. They did a great job of this in vintage 1.0. The figures have almost all been updated since, and now the Landspeeder has two. It's an ever so slightly bigger box. Can you tell from, let's bring the camera up a little bit, the height is just ever so slightly bigger than the vintage and 1.0 releases. If we put it on its side, you'll see it's almost exactly the same, and from a height perspective, yeah, you can see there the length ever so slightly big, but it's a bigger box because we've got this Luke Skywalker pack-in figure included. Right, we'll touch on that a bit later as well. But yeah, I just wanted to bring in all my Landspeeder boxes together because we're up to 3 of them now, and for me, as someone that's not really a box collector, someone that doesn't have a lot of the original Kenner boxes, to suddenly have 3 different sort of variants of this is well, yeah, quite something. Okay, let's rip this box open, and when I say rip, I mean incredibly carefully, because I don't want any of this getting damaged. Although I don't really display the boxes much, if at all, these days. I do still like keeping them in fairly decent nick. Alright, let's start then with what I think is the controversial part of this release. I'm not going to dwell too much on it. I'll tell you right now, I'm not opening this figure on this review, but this is the pack-in figure. Luke Skywalker, Tatooine. For those of you who are not familiar, I'm sure you probably are by now, this card back is what Hasbro have been considering the current deluxe packaging. They are moving away from this. They're moving away from the oversized card with a big bubble. They're moving back to a standard dimensions for their deluxe cards. But yeah, this is a real gripe of mine. Not just the deluxe packaging, which, to be honest, I'm not really that fussed about. My issue is pack-in figures with vehicles and playsets and HasLabs. There's no need for it. Not for me anyway. It presents for me a real conundrum about whether to open a figure now, because it's been put behind a paywall, essentially put behind a larger playset or a vehicle, you know, comes at a higher price just to be able to get a carded figure. As someone who likes to have their original trilogy carded and open, it presents, you know, that conundrum. I know these are first world problems. I know not everyone collects this way, but for me, yes, this is not something I want to see ever again, really. But I mean, it's going to keep continuing until I don't know, until Hasbro get the message. Anyway, yeah, it's the same figure. Let's bring them side by side. You're going to get minor variances in maybe the paint application. Sorry, it's not the same figure. What am I talking about? He's got a cloth skirt. He's got a lot of different weathering on the legs, which actually looks quite good. I know that the standard release is fairly pale legs and not a lot of well, no weathering at all, really. So it is an improvement in terms of the paint. Probably find that the face looks slightly better as well. I guess just first impressions, because I have just ripped this clean out of the packaging. I do like the soft goods skirt. Hopefully we can get the original release in the Landspeeder when it comes to reviewing, and he comes with all the accessories you'd expect to see with a Tatooine Luke. I've just got the Jawa from Mos Eisley in here as well, because this is part of the Return to Tatooine collection from Hasbro this year. Okay, let's get these out of the way. Let's crack open the Landspeeder, because that's pretty much why we're doing this. As with all of Kenner's packaging, things are really well boxed. Now I do like the packaging. There's a lot of care and thought put into it. Everything fits quite snugly. The fin for the Landspeeder is hidden away. If you are watching this as an unboxing, then that's quite useful, because I just completely threw that part to the floor without realizing that's where it went. So minimal assembly required. As you can see, the fin will go in the back, click into place, satisfying click. The boot goes down, and you're ready to rock. Okay, so the major difference, I mean, it is an all new Landspeeder. We can do a comparison on the previous one, but the main difference is this footwell in the back. So you can have C-3PO with his legs bent sitting in the back. Let's try that out right now. This is something that we haven't had on any previous Landspeeder. So this is C-3PO from the 30th anniversary line. It's the one that comes with the throne, the Ewok throne. So his legs do bend. He is also vac metalized, which is something that they don't really do with C-3PO anymore. And okay, yeah, he fits all right. Kind of looking at the side. But that's not too bad, is it? So he does fit fairly comfortably in there, even if it is at a bit of an angle. The thing I loved about like the original Kenner Landspeeders, and let's just get one in here, was that they put peg holes in the back, so you could actually get your figures to stay in one place back here. You know, that 3PO just required a bit of force to get him off the peg. So yeah, it was a nice fit. And it was a really well-designed Landspeeder with the pop-out wheels, which is something that they have continued in 2025, which shows just how good it was. So the wheels have this mechanism. You've got the retractable wheels here with the gear stick, and they just pop right out. And it does have that sort of spring action, that floating action. Very nice. So it's the Vintage Collection 1.0 C-3PO release, which saw a reissue in the Black Series back in, what, 2013, when 3 3/4 inch was really not doing too well. He's got these removable panels, which is actually quite handy to have when sitting down. But yeah, okay, he's definitely leaning back. I really do hope that Hasbro are going to give us an updated C-3PO. It doesn't need a lot, and let's face it, once you've done one 3PO, you can get so many more. I mean, if it's a decent sculpt, just look at Hasbro's Droid Factory. They're managing to reuse that 3PO sculpt, every year for one droid or another. And yeah, these bloody removable parts are awful. I mean, you never see C-3PO looking like this in the movies or the TV show. It's fairly horrific. We'll just leave him like that for now, shall we? Good God, man. I just want to take a quick time out to say thank you for watching this video so far. If you like what you're seeing, please consider dropping a like on this video. Drop a comment below what your thoughts on the Landspeeder and the Return to Tatooine campaign in general. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel. It will really help this channel out. Let's just get you out of the way. Right. Okay. So here's the Landspeeder. Here's C-3PO in it. We need to get Luke Skywalker in, don't we? I say I'm not going to crack open and review the deluxe Luke. As far as the figure goes, yeah, we're talking a cloth skirt. Minor differences to the weathering on the legs. I'm hoping we can get this guy in. If we can't, then maybe I'll consider actually opening this guy out. So, you know, the great thing is these newer figures have such great articulation, especially in the hips, which you can sort of easily rotate now and get into all sorts of positions. Hopefully, he says, let's get this up. Knees bent. What we haven't got yet is the Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is coming. I've bent his legs. He has straight legs in the Landspeeder, doesn't he? So let's do that. Let's get him in there. How tight a squeeze is that going to be? From the back, on top, from the side. It's not too bad. I'm sure he can get further in because he can't quite reach that steering wheel. Do we want his arms inside? We do. Okay. I mean, as a very quick, this is just how he's gone in. Not too bad. He's slightly leaning to one side. I'm sure, again, it might just be because of the, you know, the lack of a cloth skirt, which obviously comes packed in. Let's just see if we can get him in a little bit closer. Tuck that arm in. All right, well, if I do any better, I'll probably share some photos on this video just to show where he's at. So we've got Luke, we've got 3PO. I've got a cheap R2-D2 to go in. We really do need that updated Obi-Wan Kenobi though, don't we? Because, well, actually I always say we need it. This Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Legacy Collection, I think, has got a bloody good head sculpt. And he's got plenty of articulation as well. He was a little more on the sort of pricier side in more recent years. So he's more than worthy of a release in the Vintage Collection. And when you put him in, like his robes will flail everywhere. So maybe it's good to get an updated version of him. But yeah, Luke and Obi-Wan in. Just from the top down, I mean, you can see straight away that it's a different sculpt altogether. Just from the sides, the fins are they're definitely all different. And obviously you've got that footwell. The dimensions, it's not that much, it's really not much taller at all, if at all. Let's get them side by side and let's pan the camera up so you can see that. So that's the height. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of difference there. The wheels are almost in exactly the same place. The paint job is different, and I'll tell you why. I mean, I don't think it's a theory. I think this is actually how Hasbro intended it back in 2011 or 2010, whatever it was. Just bringing in the original Kenner Landspeeder, and I think the idea behind the 2010 issue Landspeeder was to try and get more accurate Kenner colours. So it wasn't necessarily getting a more accurate paint job on the Landspeeder. It was more sort of an homage to Kenner as much as it was for sort of screen accuracy, which is why it's a sort of a darker sort of orangey colour compared to even the Saga version and the Power of the Force 2. So the Power of the Force 2 version used this sculpt, possibly minus the pop-up hood. I can't remember. Which one's which. I do apologise. And in this version was just a repaint of the 2002 Saga version. So it's actually the third sculpt that we have for a Landspeeder, and you can see, yeah, the tones of the colours are different. They're lighter. Well, you got the sort of the lighter beige and then the darker browns. So yeah, I mean that's my understanding. I haven't seen it confirmed too much. I don't think. I'm sure someone said at the time probably from Hasbro that was the case. Again, prove me wrong in the comments. Not that I don't care, but yeah, I'd rather know one way or another. I think that's the way, like with the first couple of waves of the vintage collection, some of the colours of like your Klaatu and your Cloud Car Pilot, you know, they were very much an homage to that original Kenner line as much as getting them sort of screen accurate. Yes. Anyway, in the background, Streets of Mos Eisley coming along. These moisture evaporators, I mean, they could do with getting packed in somehow. And again, that will lead me back to my issue with the deluxe figures, because I think there's a way of getting that out with a deluxe figure, but now they're moving the deluxe packaging to, you know, that standard 3 3/4 packaging. That's going to be very hard to pack in things like a moisture evaporator. So whether we move to like accessory packs, I think that will be for another video. I've only got the one Streets of Mos Eisley set at the moment, but I probably will expand that out as Return to Tatooine continues to bring us more and more releases. I mean, it's a worthy vehicle for the vintage collection in 2025, without a doubt. You could argue it didn't necessarily need an all new sculpt, but the added footwell for 3PO is a welcome bonus. So he can at least sit. Let's just hope we get a C3PO. Let's just hope this was modelled on whatever C3PO is coming next, so that he can properly sit back there and, well, resemble the droid for a start. We'll put R2-D2 back in there. I mean, he's had a clean release recently as well, hasn't he, R2? So, yeah, I mean, he's come by. We're getting Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this the great thing about Return to Tatooine. They are giving us plenty of figures, ships, playsets, but they're all, hopefully, we're going to be able to sort of complete factions as well. You know, we've seen with the Bad Batch and the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew that we're only really getting sort of one or a handful of figures. It doesn't really do much justice to the show. But I mean, that's the floating effect on this Landspeeder is pretty good as well. I'm trying to get right down to the bottom. You can just about see a wheel, but I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? Even from that angle, so you can't see it there. So it's going to be great for toy photography, even people like me that are just going to take crude photos of their displays. Yeah, that's really got a floating effect, which is cool. All right, I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. I've been David the Dead. If you have enjoyed this video, yeah, again, as I said before, drop a like, leave a comment. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of the Return to Tatooine campaign this year? Do you think this is the right way for Hasbro to go, to try and sort of focus on a specific film or a specific scene? And if you haven't already, yeah, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It's a new channel. We've only been going this year. I'm trying to do more content, mixing it up a bit with reviews and just the state of my own sort of collecting, and you know, my own hang-ups with the hobby in general, and how I'm sort of navigating around the things that stress me out and trying to celebrate the things that I love about it as well. I've been David the Dead. Speculate wildly, collect responsibly, fight the FOMO, and enjoy the hobby. I'll see you next time.